Start of 2018 is hitting Hampton roads with a winter blast, bitter cold wind, and yes, snow.
Now, right now it feels like 18 degrees because it is 18 degrees. Just 10 minutes ago it was 21, but it's the snow that gets everyone anxious. Jeff, snow is likely. It is a question of where these bands fall, right?
Yeah, we said earlier today that there was at least an 80% chance of accumulating snow. I would say the odds now are closer to 100% of accumulating snow. There's nothing on radar. There will be at this time tomorrow. Right now, we're just setting the stage. We have the really cold air, 18 degrees, as you just mentioned. Very dry air as well. Not as dry as earlier. We had 30-some% humidity earlier. Now we're at 62. So the dew point is coming up. You would need that if you want a snowstorm. You can't have very, very dry air. Everything will just evaporate. We also have, again, calm conditions. That is really going to change. We've been saying the winds will be howling, and that is absolutely the case. So accumulating snow definitely coming at this point across the region. Maybe not everywhere, especially down to the south, but for most areas. Blizzard conditions are likely at times. We talked about this earlier, especially tomorrow night. Winds will be sustained at 30, 35, 40 miles per hour. And gusting, as I mentioned, to 50. That combined with the snow is going to make it, again, relatively blizzard-like at times. So those winds blowing over 40 miles per hour tomorrow night. How much snow will fall? Well, if you were watching earlier, I showed this map and I had 3 to 6 inches in our immediate area, but then I said there was about a 50-50 shot that we were going to have to put in a band of 6 to 10 or more somewhere, and we couldn't tell you exactly where that would fall. Little bit wetter. We were saying all along we thought the numbers were probably underdone. We didn't want to go whole hog and move them all at once. So we're gradually trending in the direction. This is still a lot higher than you're going to see almost anywhere else on TV around here. We're saying 5 to 10 at this point. Isolated areas of 12 inches are possible. Depends on how wet the snow is, the exact path of it. But the bottom line, and I said this earlier, doesn't matter if you get 1 inch or if you get 8, or for that matter, if you get 12. It is going to be a huge mess around here. Very, very cold behind it. I'll tell you all the possible scenarios, more on the specifics of the timing coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Jeff, thanks. In Norfolk, city officials say they'll start plowing primary roads once the snow is 2 inches deep. To help crews, there will be no on-street parking downtown starting at 5 o'clock tomorrow evening. And starting tomorrow, residents can move their cars to the Bush Street Garage or the York Street Garage. Drivers should grab a ticket when entering the garage and plan to have your car out by 10 o'clock on Friday morning.
Now, these cold temperatures are causing lakes, rivers, and ponds to freeze over, but make sure the kids know ice skating is not a good idea. Norfolk fire officials are spreading the warning that trying to walk on the ice is extremely dangerous. Robert Boyd has the story.
Well, I'm standing here next to the Lafayette River, one of many bodies of water across Hampton roads that are freezing over tonight. And right now, if you walked out there on the ice, well, it might look like it's stable, but that is definitely not the case. Take a look right here. One little step and the ice cracks. And if you fall in that water, well, it could be deadly. There is no ice thick enough anywhere in Hampton roads that would be considered safe to walk or play on, according to the Norfolk Fire Department.
Now, the temperature of our water here in Norfolk is about 40 degrees. In order for the water to actually freeze and be thick enough to even consider stepping on it, the temperature needs to be somewhere around 20, 25 degrees.
Firefighter Damon Langley says if you were to fall in, hypothermia would take effect within moments.
Within 5 seconds, you start to have that increase in respiratory rate, heart rate, blood pressure. Within minutes, you might not have the ability to even move your fingers and your arms. The
fire department has crews, boats, and equipment ready to go in case of such an emergency.
Even the skilled swimmers that we have here on the team still, wear their own PFDs or personal flotation devices.
They have to be prepared. The fire department says the Chesapeake Bay is actually colder than the waters of Alaska because of all the tributaries that flow into it.
I haven't seen it freeze over like this in years. And since 2001, I've been living here.
Nathan Johnson lives across the street from the river and is captain of the neighborhood watch. Normally, he's keeping an eye out for crime, but tonight, he's watching out for children getting too close to the water.
I have come up on kids that have been playing out here. I caution them about being out on the river, period, not just when it's freezing over like this.
Now, if you or someone you are with does fall into freezing water, there are a couple of things you can do to protect yourself. First of all, don't frolic around. Remain calm. Get out of the water as quickly as possible. Remove all your clothes. Try to wrap your body in blankets and get to a warm place and turn up that heat. Hopefully, it won't come to that. In Norfolk, Robert Boyd, 13 News Now.
We are getting word from local school systems about closings, early dismissals, and canceled after-school activities. You can find all the information on 13newsnow.com. You can also download our app to get the updated information, everything from closings to the forecast.
Hampton Roads is not alone. 2/3 of the country shivering in a deep freeze. Some temperatures are dropping to record lows. ABC's Richard Cantu reports many people have another cold snap headed their way.
Treacherous conditions ahead of a major storm. A whiteout in western New York causing havoc on the roads.
Miles of traffic. Miles.
A stretch of Interstate 90 near Buffalo shut down after this massive chain reaction crash involving more than 20 vehicles. At least one killed and another person seriously injured.
You couldn't see a gosh darn thing in front of you. Everything was blurry. There was a complete whiteout.
Outside Portland, Maine, classes canceled after the frigid temps caused diesel fuel in these school buses to gel, rendering them undrivable. Crews spending the day draining the gas tanks. In Mishawaka, Indiana, a man chipping away at a car after it got stuck to the street.
Trying to break it away now and trying to get her loose, but not working very well.
The mighty Mississippi in St. Louis with blocks of ice also turned to ice. This fountain outside a Westin Hotel in downtown Greenville, South Carolina. In the Bronx, more than 400 firefighters battled an early morning 7-alarm blaze and 13-degree temperatures. More than 20 people injured. While folks in nearby Manhattan, including this valet driver, forced to sneak indoors during their downtime just to keep warm.
They told me not to go in, so I don't want to go in and if I get caught, maybe I can lose my job.
As another storm barrels toward the northeast overnight Wednesday, bringing heavy snow across the mid-Atlantic coast. Richard Cantu, ABC News, New York.
Just 2 days into the new year, and Hampton police are investigating a homicide. A man was found shot to death just after 6 o'clock this evening. Police received several calls about a shooting on Kickotan Road in the Wythe neighborhood. Officers found a man dead inside an apartment building. He had been shot once. Police say they have no suspect information to release. They're asking anyone who knows what might have happened here to call the crime line.
A community is struggling to understand who would kill a beloved elementary school teacher in Norfolk. 50-year-old Caroline Hendricks was a pre-K teacher at Ocean Air Elementary School. On New Year's Eve, she was found shot multiple times in a car on Virginia Drive. Police so far are telling us she was a longtime school teacher. We learned she was also an active member of the Talbot Park Baptist Church for 30 years. The church's pastor told us Hendricks dedicated her life to helping others.
On a day like today, she would be thinking about who are the people that are outside that don't have a warm place to sit and stay. That was just her. That was what was on her mind.
Norfolk Public Schools released a statement today saying Hendricks leaves behind a legacy spanning 25 years that won't soon be forgotten. This is a tremendous loss. We sincerely hope for swift justice in this case.
We've been telling you about the toll testing that's underway on the new I-64 express lanes. Tomorrow, VDOT will do more testing. Drivers will see a test toll rate. VDOT says this is unofficial. Drivers will not be tolled tomorrow. The test toll rate will be posted between 8:30 and 9 a.m. tomorrow, and again from 1:30 until 2. When the express lanes officially launch, a variable toll will be in effect during certain times of the day.